Hi, it's Beverly here at Crafty and Chaos, and we're here again with the Critter Card series, the Long Necked Giraffe. So we'll get us cracking. Let's open Canvas Workspace. So let's make a start by bringing on some basic shape to get the base card made. So I'm bringing on a square. I'm going to make it into a rectangle of my dimensions, which will be 11 circa of the maintain aspect ratio by 4.25 inches. That will form the base card for our long neck giraffe card. I'm going to colour it a colour so you can see what I've got and move it off to the side. I'm going to get another one, and this time I'm going to make a matting layer that I'm going to resize to 5.25 by 4 inches. And again, I'm just going to rotate it by 90 degrees so we've got the correct orientation, and move it off to the side for one of my matting layers after I've given it a colour so it shows up. So that will be the layer on the card there. I'm going to get another one, and this time I'm going to make it 4 inches by 2.5 inches. Again, adding some colour, and now we have 2 of those, so click D on the keyboard to duplicate, sorry, it should be 4 inches, not 4.25, and hit D on the keyboard to make a duplicate. So they're the pieces of the base card ready and waiting for later. So let's get on to the giraffe. So the first thing I've done is dragged on an oval, which I am now going to resize to 1.35 inches by 2 inches for the giraffe's head. And then I shall move it into the middle of the mat so it's easier to see. I'm then going to click on the oval that we've just made, hit D on my keyboard to duplicate the shape, and this time I'm going to resize it to 1 inch by 1.75 inches. And this will be for the giraffe's muzzle. Just going to place it in position, centralize it, and then we'll move on to the giraffe's neck. So I've pulled on a rectangle for the giraffe's neck, and I'm going to resize it to 7.75 inches by 0.75 inches. So you can see that that's coming on now, and we have a long thin rectangle that we're going to rotate by 90 degrees, which will form the giraffe's neck. I'm going to change the colour to the orange again, and I'm going to send it to the back by clicking on the neck and going on edit, send to the very back. So that's the giraffe's neck. Next we're going to work on the giraffe's body. So we're going to do that by selecting a circle and resizing it to 2.22 inches, sorry, 2.35 inches by 2.35 inches. For the giraffe's body. Now I know this looks long to start with, but when you get to see the card you'll see why that's the case. So we're having the body there, and next we're going to work on the giraffe's legs. So we've dragged on another, and we're going to resize to 2.75 by 0.25 inches and we're going to need 4 of these. We might trim them down a little bit, but it's better to have them a little bit too long at this stage rather than too short. So now I've got my 4 giraffes legs, which will be put at jaunty angles at the bottom of the giraffe when the giraffe's made. Okay, so I'm just moving them roughly to where they're going to be. This is not exactly the placement for the card. You'll see that when I make the card. So now I'm dragging on another rectangle and I'm resizing that to 2.42 by 0.15 inches for the giraffe's horns. Again, we're going to shade those the orange colour, the same as the giraffe, and we need 2 of those. They are going to go behind the head and they're going to form the giraffe's horns. And we're going to send them to the back. First of all, we're going to group them, then we're going to send them to the back. Okay, so that's where the horns are looking now. So the next thing we're going to work on is the giraffe's tail. So I'm just going to select one of the legs and duplicate it, resize it to 2.42 by 0.15 inches for the giraffe's tail. Move that down. I'm going to turn it at an angle and then I'm going to position on the giraffe. Next, we're going to work on the tip of the giraffe's tail and the giraffe's ears. So we're going to pull up a teardrop shape and resize to 0.85 by 0.58 inches. And we're going to shade that black. We're going to bring it down to the tail, turn it a little and position on the tail. I've now duplicated the tip of the tail and I've changed the size to 0.95 by 0.65 inches, changed the colour to orange and sent to the back. I'm then going to click on the ear, hit D on my keyboard and flip on the vertical axes, and that will give me the giraffe's other ear, and again send it to the back. So next we're going to work on the giraffe's feet. So we're going to click on a circle, we're going to bring it on and resize it to 0.75 by 0.75 inches. We're going to bring on a square just to remove the overlap. We're going to drag it to the bottom end of the circle, process the overlap and remove overlap. I can now delete the rectangle, change what I've got to black, and then I'm going to hit D 3 more times to make 4 hooves and position them at the bottom of the giraffe's feet. So it's starting to take shape now. So there are his feet in place. Next I'm going to get a circle and I'm going to resize it to 0.35 by 0.35 inches and shade it black. I'm going to click off and click on and hit D because this is going to be for the tops of my horns, which I'm putting into place at the top of the horns. Now I'm going to click on one of them, hit D on my keyboard, and this time I'm going to resize to 0.25 by 0.25, click off and hit D on my keyboard, and this is going to be for the giraffe's nostrils. So we're placing the nostrils on the muzzle. Next we're going to work on duplicating the horn tip again, resizing it to 0.47, and that will be for the eyes. Need 2 of those. Next we're going to need an oval shape, which we're going to resize to 0.75 by 0.55 inches. That will be for the whites of the eyes, and we're going to need 2 of those. So I'm just going to bring it to where it needs to be, and we're going to change the colour to white. So that we can see it. I'm going to send it behind one layer. I'm going to edit and duplicate for a second white of the eye, and then we're going to position them underneath the muzzle so that they're just peeping out at the top. And then we're going to be selecting the black circles, which are the pupils, and positioning them on the giraffe's eyes, and we'll do the same with the other one. So now you can see I've got the eyes in place. Next we're going to work on the spots for the giraffe. So we're going to select the shape, which is the smallest scallop circle, so the smallest scallops, and we're going to resize them to 0.72 inches. And we're going to select a darker colour of orange for these, because these are meant to be the spots, and we're going to hit D on our keyboard so we've got several of these that we can position on our giraffe. So I'm going to put one on his head, and I'm going to bring them round on his body, going down his neck. The actual position of these will be more obvious when you get your card made, and obviously you'll trim off from the back any sections that are hanging over. So that's how we're looking. That's the giraffe card almost completed. All we need to do now is save it, give it a title, so Long Necked Giraffe at the project title, and then select the second icon along to save the project, and then you can download it to your USB when ready. So that's the critter card finished. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe, and we will be making this card in another video to show how all the pieces go together. That's all for now. Make sure you tell your crafty friends where to find me over at my blog, Beverly Town Blogspot, and also on my YouTube channel. As you can see, the card, when it's folded, the giraffe has a short neck, but you open it up and voila, the giraffe now has the long neck. So much fun. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye now.